I was really trying to, these fucking copy claim bullshit. Yeah, music's not enough. Shouldn't be too bad. Just go through this. I'm about to go up to Hooters a little bit later, not too much later to tell you the truth. Sorry night as well, and our promise. What the memory was, all just a lie. Don't hurry, Cloud. Don't answer too quickly. Now I'm at 100. I don't know why people even sub if they're just gonna unsub the same like day. That's 2 people that subbed yesterday, unsubbed today. Dude, okay. Let me give you a heads up of why people sub to people. Is because it brings in a more algorithm. The more subs I get, the more the algorithm pushes forward. But when people sit there and unsub to people, you know, because they might think of something of me and be like, well, the way you, dude, I get it. Only some people are going to sub to me and some people are going to unsub to me. And I get the ratio is probably like I'll lose like 5% of my subs. Period. I lost probably like maybe like 12 subs. A lot of it's because of my past videos and that, because of the way I talk and the way I interact with things and that. A lot of those videos I deleted. I keep thinking you were the real Cloud. Very interesting. This part's super interesting. It's so funny to think that Cloud doesn't know who he is. He's very lost with himself. This story always goes very deep. Yeah, wait for a monster to kick in. I've been drinking so many of them lately. I mean, what about your other memories? No, not memories. Memories is something that is consciously recalled, right? That's why sometimes I can be mistaken or wrong. Difference from memories locked deep within your heart. That's another thing. I was just watching this, what was it called? It's an anime. Jujutsu Kaisen, or whatever it is. One of the guys was talking about hearts and souls, and he says, when people say they have a heart, well, yes, you do, technically. You have an organ that's called a heart. But what they mean by that the heart is what actually retains the emotion of your life. But on the anime, the guy was saying, because he like manipulates souls and that, he says it's the soul that retains the emotion of how you feel. So when, I mean, they say in a lot of other movies that like when you don't have a soul, you don't have emotions. Your emotions are very, well, thin and non-existing. You might have certain things like rage and stuff like that, and love, very, very heavy emotions, but like the way you talk and that, like right now I'm getting emotional talking about this stuff because I think it's very important for people to know. And it's like something that's just fun to talk about. That's it. What about some memories that has to do with me? If I say something, you can't remember it? See, she's really going into the memory thing, like how memories actually work, which is kind of cool. But if you say something and I remember it too, then we know that's memory. True. Talk to me about anything. Some important memories to you. That does make sense. Now that you mention it, why did you want to join Soldier in the first place? I always thought it was a sudden decision. Thought if I got strong, someone knows me. Someone who knows you. Who? You know who? You. Me? Why? I mean, have you seen you? I mean, it's just like, okay, this is a really huge thing. We're talking about relationships right now. Just what he just stated, which a lot of people do, especially younger people, that say, I want you to notice me. I want to be strong like Sephiroth. I want to be rich like Sephiroth. These are the things that most women actually don't give a fuck. If they do care about it, they care about it enough to say, I want you to have money. I want you to be strong and be honorable as a man to show that you have this. There's nothing wrong with that. But also shows a way that, you know, your life is going to be a lot different if you just honor yourself. And once you honor yourself and you grow immensely with that, then it doesn't matter what you do. Even if it's just for the money. Some people work their whole entire life, work multiple jobs. They go in and out of jobs. They collect that big old paycheck at the end of every 2 weeks. They do it every single time. They just work. They'll make hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, in the multiple years of saving that. And finally, they lock it off at $1 million. They do what they have to do. They live in a house that's paid off in that. And they live off the interest. As interest grows, interest does grow every year. It does. You know, you get like 2-point-something% interest every year. Even you throw it in a fucking bank. You know, it constantly grows. So $100,000 is $2,000 or whatever it is. So $1 million is, you know, 20-something thousand dollars. Now, if you throw it into a CD or you throw it into something else that has a higher APR or whatever, and it has a higher growth pattern, which most of them do, then your money grows exponentially. See, money's all regulated through the Federal Reserve, which is what tosses out money. That's why people have tax write-offs. Because it goes back into the system, and they get the money back. It acts like the money never was spent in the first place. It balances the whole thing out. So right now, everyone's getting done with their taxes in the United States. I don't know what they do in other countries that, but the United States not. Everyone's getting their taxes in. Our taxes are already pushed in. So I would say if anyone's getting checks or getting direct deposit normally comes in like probably like a couple weeks or if not a month after you get your taxes. So you're gonna get all the money back that you're gonna get, or you're gonna have to like sit there and have to have maybe pay a little bit or just get very little back or get nothing back at all. A balance out. So for people that are broke, working a job that makes $20,000 to $30,000 a year, give or take. Decent living, make about $15 an hour. That's a decent living nowadays. Because you look at the turn of events of how much shit cost back 20 years ago in our country, a little bit different. It changed dramatically. And that's what you'd look at. Like the new job I have, I'm getting paid close to $15 an hour. And suddenly I probably will get increases based upon, then they have a 90-day thing. That every 90 days they give you a little bit of a bump. They might give you like a 10-cent bump here or there. 10 cents? Can't say it's a lot. 40 hours, it was $4 every bump. So with taxes and that, you get like $3.50 every month, every 90 days. Maybe more. Maybe they'll give you 25 cents bump. 25 cents? Same thing. You know, 25 cents times 400, or say 4, you go up to $10. So you get $10 more a month. And then it bumps up. $10 more a month, $10 more a month. Eventually that 25 cents, you know, eventually turns into, you know, $5, $6 after multiple years. But this is how we have to look at money. This is the biggest thing about money is people always want to grow with the money. Like, I have a job at Hooters now. Oh yeah, amazing. I get to see a bunch of hot girls and that, and super skinny shorts, and they're all fantastically attractive looking. Really nice bodies and all that stuff. And yeah, I know guys are like, oh man, it's the greatest thing. Yeah, it's very exciting. Don't get me wrong. It's very nice to look at someone that's beautiful, because you want to. That's just how it is. In general, you look at someone that's beautiful. You look at them enough, it gets you to feel better. Obviously. But like, there's certain things that need to happen too when it comes down to certain things like that. So when people talk about money is a regulation of how much do you need to spend, right? How much do you actually need to spend? A lot of people spend too much. Can you grow with what you spend? So like, for instance, I'm a streamer. I grow based upon the video games I play. So what do I need? Consoles, more games. How much are consoles? Well, the PlayStation 5 digital editions, $400. Get a really cool remote control. Or I buy another remote control, which I probably will anyway, because I need to play other games again. Because now that my channel is getting to that point of bumping up higher and higher, there's different games I have to play. I promise you, not everyone's going to be, oh my god, so thrilled with it. Some people have attention span of very low attention spans of that. I mean, everyone's caffeinated up in that, so when they look at something, how much emotion can you put it into? The Final Fantasy VII story. How can you look at it as reading a book or watching a movie? Games are just a played out movie with the person at hand, with the story behind it, and combat things and stuff like that. And the funnest thing is having an audience that responds to you. That's the triggering thing about streaming. So, if someone never played this game before, I tell this, and I'll tell it again, I always will say this. There's at least 3 to 4 things that people are looking at when they want to watch a stream. First off, what game you're playing. Second off, who the person is and how he looks. And more or less what he's talking about, but more or less it's a look thing. And then thirdly, how interactive can you be emotionally to what you're playing and what you're seeing on messages. Not everyone can do that. And as the audience grows, you learn to adapt to certain things. How much of the people are just going to like me because I'm a pretty guy. I'm a very attractive looking guy, dreamy hair, or whatever the fuck people like to say. So it doesn't matter what I do, they're going to be there because of me and get to know me for me. It tends to make you grow. So anyone out there that wants to stream, if you want to stream just for the game, just play the game. Talk about the game. People will come in. We have a couple people come in and talk about, I was playing, Resident Evil 7. They were thrilled to talk about it in that. They talked about, the story in that when I was playing that. And that was enjoyable. It made me want to play the game more. Even though right now, I can't play the game because I'm a little upset with... I'm a little upset with how the gameplay is on the next mode. It's kind of annoying. Because the limiting factors are that they're not giving you all the stuff that you need. It's like, oh my god, it's so annoying. What to say is, I'm more of a strategy RPG guy. I love to play MMOs. I used to love it until they start messing up with all this pay to win bullshit. Pay to win bullshit, I hate so much. And I think people can agree with it. You know, it's like they make everything like an app. Pay to win. Oh, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go in a game and buy everything I can. And for some free games, I agree. Spending about $8 on a game that you like is doable. But it comes down to the money thing too. Is it worth to spend $8? Just imagine this. Get off my screen. For every dollar that you spend on something that you don't use a lot of, I say I do this factor. If I'm playing a game more than like a couple hours every other day in that, and I say I'm really interested, sometimes one day I might play like 3-4 hours of it. Do just spend like 8 hours in a like 3-day period, give or take, because of work days and that. Is it worth $8? If I play for 40 hours, is it worth $40? 40 hours is a lot of entertaining, like, oh, super cool in that. Is it worth it? I mean, some of these games, you know, I played so much of it, blew my mind. Like right now, there's an app game I'm playing called Tower of Heroes. It's a little RPG. You know, you go through the towers and that, and you kill things. It looks fun, doesn't it? It looks super cool in that. It looks fun. You get up your soldiers and that, they run through a tower and they kill things. Simple, easy. They made a game like this back then. Tons of people would play. It'd be huge. But there's a lot of pay-to-win efforts. You know, when you go to shop, you can pay for fire swords. $1 for one, not worth it. $5, almost $6 for 5. Last one is $28 for 35. Now they made it because 12th one is 11, and 5 is almost $6. So when you look at the ratio of the 35 one, it's like $7 cheaper. So they force you to pay for that one, but you don't need to, because you automatically get, say, about 10 little souls or whatever coins per day. So every day you can bump it up one level. But that's just how it is, and it's really fun in that, you know. It's really fun to see how technology has grown, especially with video games. And this game came out 25 years ago. Still a very good game. Fight mechanics, kind of a little bit boring, but not really. It's because the action-based stuff is a lot faster. So leveling up does take a little bit of time, like going through the stuff and that. Obviously, I could cheat, put it on fast mode. I used to be a big battler type person, where when I play a game, I level up as high as I can and do whatever it takes. I still do that now, because I'm on a rather high level for being in Disc 2, but like in the 60s. There's certain parts in this game where leveling up is very easy. Especially when you can, well, talk to yourself because you have an audience that doesn't talk, but you still have to say something. Tend to do that. But yeah, my first paycheck I get, I'm probably gonna get on April 11th. April 11th is gonna be huge because there's a couple things I'm gonna buy. First thing first, I'm gonna buy me a new Mo Control. I'm gonna have to. There's no way I can live without having a new Mo Control. Secondly, I'm getting Wonderland, and I'm getting Final Fantasy Origin. I'm gonna have to get those 2 games because they're both very good games. It looks like. I mean, I did get the Resident Evil 7. I might get back into it again. I'm playing on Madhouse mode. It's hard as hell. Really annoying. Your guy's slow as dick. I don't like it too much. But the first time beating it, you know, when you go on Madhouse mode, they give you that cool ass like umbrella gun that like that tames the virus and kills it or whatever, like the one off of a 8. But I really want to play 8 again. I enjoy 8 a little bit more than 7. The difficulty too, because it's just like they just get stronger. Like the beginning part of 7, you're kind of going through like the story mode kind of thing, to where things have to happen. You have barely any control. You can't save up ammo, or you can't use much strategy. But like, yeah, it's pretty crazy, honestly. But yeah, I'm about to go up to Hooters probably in the next like at least 2.5 hours or something like that. So I'm definitely gonna be going through Final Fantasy VII. We're gonna get through this. Yeah, this is a really good part, like being like, I mean, it's like when I went up to QT now, which I'm probably gonna go up there in a little bit. Get some more monsters now. Oh, I will get some G Fuel. Like, there's a lot of things I have to get on my first paycheck. First things first, I have to pay the bills. Like, maybe like $250, I guess. Very small amount. And secondly, I'm gonna have to sit there. Well, first and first, no, I'm not gonna worry about work. Work's just gonna be whatever it is. I'm gonna just glide on into it. The biggest thing I'm trying to teach myself is I have confidence in the way that I am, but I also have lack of confidence. And I'm always trying to learn what is the most expressive thing people can do to make themselves stronger by expressing themselves. So when I yell and scream at a game, which I awfully do at some games, then I do. Well, I do. I'm sure that's why people sub to me, because I'm like the angry video game nerd, but with newer games. I get very upset with little things that are just really stupid. So I tend to, flare out a little bit. But games like these, I can just glide through them. I like gliding games. It's kind of the reason why the old RPGs are very comfortable to play. They're very calm in that, the fighting styles are not too dramatic. You could do certain things to make yourself stronger in that, and it makes it really nice. It really does. And that's definitely kind of the reactions I like to have when I play a game. Like, how relaxing is the game? Potentially, a lot of people, they'll sit there and they'll play a game. It's like not that really relaxing. It's like, oh my god, this is really boring. Like, does the story intrigue me? Oh, does the story intrigue you? The story has a big intriguement with. It's a very It's like I want to go through Shining Force Resonant. Shining Force Resonant has a huge storyline. Not a lot of people know about that game. It's made in 2011. It's the good old days of like really good anime based stuff. I'll play through it again. I have a whole like stream of that, but a lot of the times I'm very talkative. I'm trying to learn how to be more interactive, but there's a lot of dialogue in that. That's when dialogue got really, really heavy. This is the worst part. Yeah, this is a really, really good part. Yeah, this part definitely establishes like what actually happened. See Zach. That's why you have to play a Crisis Core. If you play Crisis Core and then you play Final Fantasy VII, you see a whole new story, and that's very unique to go through the story all the way. But I'm happy for the likes, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming on, just liking my stuff. And if you only watch it for a brief moment, it all helps out. As like, I don't think a lot of people understand how YouTube actually works sometimes. It's like every minute, every hour, every sub, every like, even a little comments here and there if you choose to. They all matter. So when people unsub me knowing how small I am, I fucking hate it. I'm just like, dude, are you serious? I mean, do you really think I'm doing this just to play the game and that? Which I am. And you know, it's like, it's whatever it is. I come on here officially to create a relationship with the community. This initial thing. I bring in something that I enjoy, and I try to find people, or people find me, more or less, to pull in, to join the family that I have, which is, you know, the certain people that talk to me that. And you'd be very surprised. Not a lot of people. That's why they're watching really stupid videos, very fast-paced videos. This ain't about the damn game. This is about bringing out the emotions of people and so they're like, man, I remember that game back then. Amazing. You know, I can pop in the disc right now and start playing it. That's basically what it is. And I have to simply agree with people. You can do the same thing. You know, when Final Fantasy Remake 2 comes out, what's going to happen? I'm going to play through Final Fantasy 7 again, and I'm going to play through Final Fantasy Remake again. I don't have the Yuffie one, but the Yuffie one has nothing to do with the main one. And hopefully I have a PS5 before then. Hopefully it'll come out, you know, when I have enough money. And I'm sure it's probably going to come out this year and that. Because right now, it's just my main focus is trying to get this YouTube channel monetized this year. I really need to get monetized. So that's what I say, every sub counts. And if you don't like it, comment, tell me. Be more appreciative. I understand a lot of people watch these things and they're not from the United States, or they don't understand English as much, which I agree. United States is like 500 million people, maybe. You know, you gotta count everybody, the legal immigrants or whatever. Doesn't matter. There's a lot of people. Oh yeah, that music's plenty loud. You can barely hear in the background. I don't think music should overcompensate dialogue in that. But yeah, I'm gonna do some calisthenic exercises. I'm gonna do we got some band work I do. I do a lot of pull bands, which is really good. Kind of works out everything. Just tighten up all your muscles and that, and kind of give everything a workout. And then I'll do my legs and that, which I normally just do. I grab bands, tighten them up, and try and do like deadlifts, and do like tightening exercises and that. Shampoo off. disappears too. Like fades in. I love these graphics. I can't wait to get to this part. In what you call it? I can't wait to get to this part. I think part 2 should go to the Ancients. Because that's a long haul. They can make it really big in that. So part 2 is going to be the Ancients. Part 3 is probably going to be the huge Materia, all that stuff. And maybe going into... Well, do the huge Materia, you probably do ultimate weapon and that. You'll fight ultimate weapon and shit. Ultimate weapon's going to be crazy. Because I know he's going to be very big. Got very big monsters. Or maybe part 3 will end at Midgar when you go back in the Midgar again. Part 2 is definitely gonna be the ancient one. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, it pierced my fucking ears. Sorry about that. Cloud. But yeah, the Hooters GM was super excited that she's been working there for like a year and a half and that. She used to live in Florida. She was saying like, yeah, I lived in Florida and that I moved because of money or whatever. And I'm just like, well, you're gonna make more money anyway because Florida and St. Louis are like South County's 2 different pay grades. Like Florida's literally double our pay grade. You're gonna save so much more money. And you're getting paid more money to work here instead of working there. I'm like, that makes no sense. Florida's more expensive. You think you get paid more money in Florida? But from what I understand, these are things I love to do, and I always want to do this. Oh, wait, I'm done with all this. Let's go home. I can see why people vote for Tifa more than Eris in that. Because Tifa herself is actual lovers of Cloud, you know. Cloud loves Tifa, like, deeply. He loves Eris, or Aerith, but he can't love her as much as Tifa, because Tifa was pretty much the first. Well, that's just how it is. But I might go through... I definitely am going to go through the Shining Force Resident again. That game was actually really fun to play. It was very, a lot of stuff to get. You get massively overpowered in that game. I like games that give you a choice to be overpowered. Not every game does that. Most games tend to, like, stifle your power. And that's always one thing that I hate the most. When they do that. It's like Shining Force 2. You know, you can level up to level 40 and then get promoted. You're abnormally strong. I mean, my guy he had like 150 health at the end of the game. I know some people got the 99, which I don't see how you could do that. It would take way too fucking long. You sure are messed up, Cloud. Means you ain't no different from the. I love that. See, there's another Final Fantasy I actually want to play through again. I do want to play through Final Fantasy 4 and 6. I do like 6 a lot, but 6 is such a mix-up of like different characters and stuff. They don't put it on to be just about one character, and they kind of do a little bit, but no, it's a mixture. Another guy I really want to play is Suikoden, which I wish they had on here. I think it's bullshit that I think they're going to. I think they're going to start remaking everything. They're going to have to, because they know damn well if they remake the old games that they first created, everyone's going to buy it. Suikoden 1, Suikoden 2, fuck Suikoden 3. Suikoden 3 is horrible. I mean, it has its fan base, I guess, but it's not that good. Suikoden's not that good. Yay! Now you Cloud back. Now I gotta fucking level him up. He's gonna be like 54. Yeah, Christopherson's actually really fucking good. That fire one's not that bad. Ain't no like no mystic. I was gonna restore. No, I has to restore my guy. Death blow, steal, more dexterity. Counter, I got a counter. Always gotta have counter. Yeah, I really don't like equipping too much of stuff that hinders his strength. I always have Tifa. I always like the Tifa Bear thing. Even though Tifa's not that good, honestly. Like, she's useful. Everyone's likes Tifa because it's fucking Tifa, you know. Either it's because she wears barely anything or she got huge jiggly titties. So, I mean, it's vice versa. I noticed even women like other women with big breasts. It's like a showing of like confidence or whatever. What did you do? Talk to everyone. Glad you're with us. I wonder which is better. Now I do want to talk about the illusional thing with this. Because this has a lot to do with a lot of people. A lot of people do that. I mean, a lot of people. Almost everybody does it. People that live in an illusional world. The reason why I like doing these things, because this is my bread and butter. I always like research and emotional development. And emotional development has to do with almost everything that we do in our life. The reason why you feel bad is because you're not expressing yourself enough. You're not doing things like you do, or you're thinking about stuff too much and you know you can't get to just yet. So, for instance, how many people say they want to win the lottery? They try to win the lottery, they fail, they don't win the lottery. Well, how else can you make money? By working or being smart, doing multiple things. Like nowadays, start a YouTube channel. Fuck, start a YouTube channel. If you're a woman, start a YouTube channel. If you're a guy that knows how to edit in that, start a YouTube channel. I mean, I know a lot of people that edit. You know, and they make animations that they get caught and bam, their shit blows up out of nowhere overnight. Overnight, just explodes with enormous amount of views and subs, and it does. And people go through, you know, the thumbnails and all that stuff and that, but it's like, well, if you're gonna be interested about watching something, you're not gonna sub to something just because the thumbnail looks good. You're gonna watch it and be like, okay, well, the thumbnail is good, and you're watching that. Like, I don't go by thumbnails, honestly. I do go by thumbnails a little bit. If I see something interesting, I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. I'll watch it for a brief moment, and if it's something that really intrigues me, then I gotta go after it again. And then I just sit there and I slightly watch it again and watch it again. And then sometimes I'll subscribe to it. That's what I know a lot of people are doing here, you know, with my channel and that. The reason why I'm talking about this because, you know, to me it's kind of, you know, I don't know, it just feels important to introduce people to, like, how it really is. And she ain't got nothing on her. Okay, we're gonna have to go to... Oh, Vincent has fucking everything. Holy fuck. I think I might get her bear and get Vincent then. And just make her into whatever bear it has. Enemy skill. Actually, I'll get that than my guy. My guy's gonna have more magic anyway. Yeah, steel's always gonna have. Restore, needle 2. That is definitely what makes it amazing. Is the Materialist. This is why Final Fantasy VII got such a big hit. The Materialist is astounding. I mean, just really go through the Materialist and do whatever you want to do with it. And then when you get Master Materials in that, I think it, well, it does better. No, I went with Master Materia, Master Command, all stuff in that. I'd rather have Master Summon, Master Materia. Because at least you get Knights around. Knights around's always fun to use. But I might get back on Resident Evil 7. I'm just stuck in a part that I'm just really annoyed over. This is why I like strategy guides. Well, I am a try-hard person when it comes down to certain things. But I'll tell you what, stuff gets very annoying sometimes. You're sitting there, you're playing over and over and over again. And especially with Resident Evil 7 with the Madhouse or Mad World or whatever it is, Madhouse. The hard difficulty. It gets really, like, annoying because they give you save tapes, so you can't save that much. Because since the game is so short, they want you to be able to save during certain things. But the auto saves are more limited, which means that they're more you have to go through a little bit more, which is stupid. I don't like difficulties that change the of course how much shit you have to do to make it harder. Now, I don't want to make it harder. Well, why do you want to make it harder for? I want to make this harder because it's fucking fuck off, dude. Come on, you gotta stop those toes. It's his dickhead. I'm gonna punch you with my crystal knuckle on your dick. You know what I find so funny is, I find this really funny, is like, that'd be too perfectly good, man. I doubt that. Not to say that there's nothing wrong with a man lusting after a woman, which I don't think that at all, because that's just how it is. Like, this is how the genders roles work, you know, just between the man and the woman. A man and a woman, guess what? Some men girls lust after, yes. But the biggest thing is, it doesn't happen that much. The generalized thing when it comes down to lusting, it comes down to factors of the woman wants to look good for a man. And here's why. Throughout history, a man has always been sort of taking care of everything. He does, you know, he does all the stuff to maintain certain things, so to speak. Nowadays, men don't necessarily have as much honor. Not as much honor. Like, the old man's a little bit different, though, you know. They come down to, the woman should always cook dinner for the man when he gets home from work. I don't see there's nothing wrong with that if you really love someone. I mean, like, when you come home, and you're a charitable man, and you're really, like, thoughtful, and then you come home and give your wife a kiss, and then maybe tickle her butthole a little bit, or whatever the fuck it is. You give her enjoyment. Now, these are all have to do with emotions, that. So like, if a man comes home and the woman, like, doesn't feel like that the man's suitable enough, or she's just very, very, like, solo, like, doesn't want to be in relationships, but likes the relationship, it's easier to live life with somebody than it is to live by yourself. I guess it's true to a certain extent. And, like, that's kind of a more sensible thing. Here's what you call, this is what you call a really good relationship. A relationship comes down to many things, but also comes down to being with that person fully. Now, when I say fully, I mean all the way around. Nowadays, people just love that. They'll see one girl, they'll see another girl that looks just as good. They're like, man, I want to be with all these women. They do that. I can't say there's anything wrong with that. If you're like that as a person, you're gonna do it anyway, because it's how you were raised. Like, not a lot of people are raised with high morals. It's like, for instance, I look at the Bosnian community. Bosnian community, you know, the ones that have a lot of, like, cultural background in that, and the religious stuff in that, whatever it might be. They're very, like, old-fashioned. So the woman does the cooking and cleaning, does the stuff around the house and that, and the man works and then does what he needs to do to maintain. Because I think working out is eligible enough for them to survive off of. So people might think, well, if I work 8 hours a day, you gotta work 8 hours at home. Which is true to a certain extent. If you're only staying at home, having, obviously you have to work 8 hours. I'd say like 3 or 4 hours of cleaning does just enough. Even less than that. But this is how people might look at it. And I see it from that perspective too, to a certain degree. Ooh. And I have to say, no, that's pretty legit. Pretty legit, honestly. If you want that kind of relationship. The perfect relationship, the way I look at it from my perspective, not just from overall perspective, I would look at it and say, hey, what's a perfect relationship? A perfect relationship, at least in my eyes, which is what it is, it's about a balance. Everyone learns from each other. So, like, if there's something that a man doesn't know, some men intentionally don't like to think that they're stupid, and some women don't either, which is the common fact of most people. 90% of people do this, if not more. Now, why do they do this? Well, the act of education comes down to, are you willing to learn from the mistakes that you make? And these are mistakes vary. Little baby mistakes people make all the time. I'm talking about mistakes that come down to affecting your emotional psyche on both parts. So say like for your woman, for your man, whatever the man or woman does say to each other could affect each other. What I mean by affect each other, well, look at the fact that how many times do people actually hurt themselves and then it ends up hurting the loved one? Common things that happen all the time. You know, you cook a shitty dinner, but you don't want her to help you. And it ends up hurting both of you. So you take your fucking ego, you pull it out your ass, and you have the person help you. Obviously, no one knows how to cook a decent, normal meal like spaghetti and fucking meatballs. You shouldn't be doing anything. Simple facts of cooking are very, very easy. At least for me, I believe they're very easy. Because I cook quite great. No, I use a little olive oil. Maybe get some mushrooms. Some, you get some green onions, mushrooms, green onions, whatever you like to put green onions in there. You can put, other stuff in there, just chopping stuff. I use either rice or noodles. You always want a rice or noodle. You want a carb in that. And then you mix stuff in there. If you want to do spinach. Obviously, broccoli's pretty good in that. But broccoli's more, probably itself kind of thing. But these are like pasta things, You always want a mixture of both carbs, vegetables, and stuff like that. Or you could do, if you're dating a woman that has a very high protein diet, because you both like to lift weights. So it depends on what you like. You gotta do a lot of chicken, a lot of lean beef. Make a recipe out of it, Cut the chicken really thin, make some chicken soup, get some chicken broth, get some noodles, get the chicken clumps, put some onions in there, put a little bit of stuff in there. That probably green onions. Green onions always seem to mix up very well with soup and that. You make a nice little broth, and then you let it cook over. Let it cook. Let it all boil in and that. And bada bing, bada boom, you got a chicken noodle soup. If I make a big pot of it, you can eat multiple times. Chicken broth is very tasty, very salty, and a lot of people like it. Same thing with, with beef stew and that. You have thick beef broth. You put your beef in there. You put your potatoes in there. You put your, whatever else you want to put in there. Carrots in there. Carrots are very good. Carrots. If you want to add actual white onion in there, you can chop it up, somewhat fine. But beef is always with potatoes. Beef and potatoes are always together, 100%. So if you do anything with beef, you want to have potatoes with it. Potatoes is a very very loving vegetable. I use Materia on it. Grab arm. You gotta grab asshole. You're gonna fucking take it. I never had this much problem with this boss. He has never attacked me that ferociously before. That dude did 3 beams in a matter of like maybe 2 turns. That was garbage. That was fucking garbage. I mean, obviously I didn't have any health. I'm an idiot, but... I did not like that at all. That was very garbagey. What a fucking dick. You took thousands out of me in 2 turns. No, man, I just put on the ultra mode and do that shit. I don't use the super speed and all that shit, honestly. That was ridiculous. Maybe because I counterattacked his body and then he counterattacked his own. What a dick. I like to level up a little bit more because I'm high enough to do that. Oh, I forgot to get fucking big guards. I forgot to get. Shit. Cool. Yeah, I'm not gonna level up. I don't like do level ups. I'm streaming that for the first about an hour or so. I know we wait about an hour, 30 minutes before I start to do other things now. Potentially like to keep the game going. Yeah, I hope I get, I hope getting 200 subs would be a lot quicker than getting 100 subs. 100 subs took a little longer than what I expected. There's having quite a bit of annoyance. Actually, we'll get. I was like having my Fitbit on. Okay. The manager lady comes in at 3. I need to go to my thing and that. I said way too late. I didn't go to bed till almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I said way too damn late streaming, which I'm happy I did because I got like 120 something views on that one. And I reached 100 subs. Yeah, I got 100 subs. Very excited. The last person that subbed to me, I guess someone else. Like I said, I don't care if a lot of people don't watch my stuff and that. I can always have people loot my stuff. That's one of the biggest things I do. Every time I make something new, I'll have people like watch it. And normally if it's a stream, it's just for the hours in that. I just like to have the hours very high in that because YouTube's very difficult with maintaining like how many hours you have with certain things in that. So I'm at 1,400 views. Not too bad, getting up there. There's almost 130 views on that big ass stream. Obviously, views will be going back and forth. It says I'm at 101. I'm at 1,500 public watch hours. Almost halfway there. Definitely got a little bit more to go when it comes down to I mean, the hours I know are going to come in, but I definitely do want to see if my subs. I'm going to cast Reagan on everybody first. I know it's probably going to go Tifa first. That's this. Cast all the magic breath on that. I don't think cast Reagan on everybody should be good. The magic breath is very, very strong. That shit works. It's gonna fuck him up. There we go. Counterattack's amazing. See how easy it was? All it took was the magic breath, honestly, and Cloud's counterattack. That's why counterattack's so good. Cool. God's hand. Oh, that's such a good weapon. That's the second best weapon in the game for her. That's why you have Tifa, because Tifa gets a lot. Tifa and Sig get a lot of really good weapons. And God's hand is amazing. Look at that fucker. Give her some extra strength time for her. Just keep it back and go. I don't use Cat Sith a lot. I always try to think when I use Cat Sith, because Cat Sith does have a lot of life in that, but the problem with Cat Sith is that he just fucking sucks. His Limit Break has a chance of doing like Knights of Round and shit. Chance of doing Knights of Round. Yeah, you get the Scimitar, which is the triple. See, you already got that. Does he have? I think anyone has. Fuck. I think I'll sit and bear down on him. Yeah, counterattack. Saves up your ATBs. It works out perfectly. That's what you get cover on too. Cover counterattack. Your guy just covers everything and then he just counterattacks everything. Here it comes. Here it comes. Yeah, counterattack's amazing. Because they hit all your guys, you have 4 counterattacks, and you have a death blow, which you can have. Or you have a, what is it? Or not death, would be counter death blow, I believe. But you don't get counter for a while. But just having 4 counterattacks on each side, that's ridiculous how much damage do. That's like enormous. Showing it. Cool. This part's pretty good. I used to play submarine battle a lot. Used to be pretty good at it. That's how I got my tokens now, and I figured out that chocobo racing is a lot better. And chocobo racing is a lot better. You get a lot more crap. Because if you get like a mega elixir or whatever, you can sell it for like 500 GP. Never the guys. I like those guys. I always save them. Forwards. I got wonder how submarine battle's gonna be. There's gonna be like a camera like right in the back of him just flying around through the water now. Yeah. Got all the huge materials. Cloud back. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna leave just yet. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. Oh. Actually, I'm gonna go online and see how much. See how much PlayStation 4 controllers are. PlayStation. Let's put PS. $18, really? They're that cheap? Holy fuck, they have Best Buy ones. They had a camo one. Let's go to Best Buy. $64, and that's been $64 of fucking garbage shit. Let's go to normal PS4 controllers. Let's see how much these are. They're all 60 fucking dollars? Really? For a fucking PS4 controller? $64.99? Really? They're that fucking expensive still? Why? It makes no sense. Yeah, they're all $64.99. Oh, I see. Maybe I can reconnect my remote control. Let's find out. It doesn't matter. Ain't no screws this time. Okay. I don't know if wire does a little better or not. Yeah, it still does it. That's what it is. See when I hit it? It does the R2 button. Yeah. It's, I don't know what it is, like the computer in this. Every time I twist it, it jumps back and forth. That is the actual problem with it. That's why I can't play Final Fantasy Remake at all. Like, it. Yeah, I'm not even doing anything. Like, as soon as I touch the remote control on this side, it automatically does it. I might have just fucking broke my remote control. Yeah, it's every time I like squeeze my remote control. Like if I don't squeeze it all, I lightly touch it, it doesn't do nothing. So yeah, I lightly touch that. But as soon as I squeeze it, it does it. That's why if I click on something, it pushes the remote control down and then activates it. I don't know why it does it, but it does it. 64 motherfucking dollars for a fucking PlayStation control. $64 for fucking. What the fuck? Are you serious? $64, man? I wish I just plug in a fucking. I wish I just plug in my Xbox remote control and have that fucking work. Let's see how that. We're gonna have to find one work. Let's see if it works. I laugh my ass off if it worked. Come on, give me a break. It's a fucking controller. Does not compute. Okay, it won't even turn on. They're trying. I wonder if I can use the move. I wonder if the move works with this. I can just control with the move. I don't know if the buttons would be quite the same, but. I wish I had another remote control. I got a Sega remote control, another Xbox remote control. I do not have another PlayStation remote control. I got my moves, so I can turn these babies on, see if these motherfuckers work. Batteries are low. Not bad. Yeah, they're pretty full. Can we control it? I need to charge these damn things up anyway. I guess which one. I don't really say which one. Yeah, charge up the moves. Might be doing some VR. Haven't done VR in a while. I'd rather do VR, to tell you the truth. Charge these bitches up. $65 for a fucking remote control. I wish they came with 2 remote controls, which I thought they did. But they only come with fucking 1. Oh, come on. So stupid. No. I wish I was plugging like PlayStation 2 remote control, but can't do that. Oh my god, you're gonna kill the world with that one, guys. Motherfucker stuck between everything. Sorry, I'm fucking around shit. Cutie guys. Trying to see if I can plug in my PS2 to my computer so it goes through my screen. I doubt that'll even work because I don't think it does have a. I need it. So that sucks about not having a 3-prong on your fucking TV, because my old TV had one. This piece of equipment has fucking no 3-prong at all. The 3-prongs slowly do not exist anymore. Yeah, no, I'm just fucking around that. I want to charge up and see if I can get some VR going. Maybe get some hack and slash shit going. Haven't played with my VR in a long time, so I don't know if the fucker's even plugged in. No, it doesn't look like he has. I have to plug it in with my thing. Okay, we'll fuck around with that. No, I don't know what I want to do. $64 fucking dollars. My god. I mean, the remote controls are sophisticated, but that's just so much money. It's been over 5 years, guys. I understand, like $30 maybe. That is massively fucking way too expensive. That's how you expect anyone to really like. You work, don't you? Wednesday I do. I might go in today. She might do some training stuff today. She seems pretty laid back. Oh man, that little bit of music brings back memories. There you go. Emerald weapon is difficult? Not really. Actually, emerald weapon's rather easy. It depends on what kind of stuff you have. If you do a counterattack build, you'll beat emerald weapon pretty easy, honestly. Counterattack build always beats emerald weapon. You do counterattack and you do just limit breaks, and you just have people heal every now and again. Or just throw out mega elixirs and shit. Constantly put Regan on your guys. I mean, you can constantly do Big Guard if you choose to. Big Guard does help out quite a bit, but... so I just put everyone in the back row. I have 2 people that have range. I have them attack. So I have Vincent and Barrett or something like that. Or just love long range for 3 people. Put yourself in the back row. They take half damage. Well, you're golden, man. You can beat him pretty easily. Ruby Weapon, on the other hand, is a little bit of a different story. Ruby Weapon's a dick. Just because he's supposed to do the sand suck thing one time, you're supposed to do kill off 2 guys, and then you do Phoenix. As soon as you get in the battle, it raises everybody back from the dead. As soon as you put some tentacles in the ground, which he does it pretty quick. And then you're supposed to use Knights Around on him, because you kind of have to. But if you don't have Knights Around, you're kind of fucked in that one. But you should have Knights Around if you beat Emerald Weapon. So you beat Emerald Weapon, you used to have someone with the highest magic do Knights Around. Who's constantly doing it with W summon that. You should be able to beat a Ruby Weapon rather easily. To have other 2 people heal or throw out Mega Elixirs. You definitely gotta get W item and get Mega Elixirs. Lots of Mega Elixirs, I'll tell you that. Because Mega Elixirs are your best friend when it comes down to keeping your ass alive. Man, I don't think there's anyone really super duper hard in this game, to tell you how it's true. I mean, like, one of the bigger issues would probably be without good enough materias that you might have. Like, if you want to do a lot of counter magic stuff or magic counter, when you do like a whole bunch of ultimas and shit, it blows through your mana really hard. It's better off just doing just your normal slash. You're always going to take a lot of damage out of people. Especially with Ruby Weapon, because Ruby Weapon definitely does have that defensive bullshit. To where Ruby Weapon, the more you defeat his tentacles, the more damage that you can do to him. So every time you go through the roll call of Ruby Weapon, you potentially have to go through the roll call of killing his tentacles, and then he gets less defense. You get more damage, kind of thing. Yeah, it definitely becomes more worth it. I guess a lot of people don't understand that, like, when you first play this, you think it's all ATB, but when you look at the strategy guide, which I hope a lot of people have, because this is a very big game, and I think everyone should have at least both of them, computer and this. Because I had the computer one too, it's a little bit more detail on everything. It tells you at the very beginning the most basic, like, things you can do with your materials. One of them, add an effect, you know, there's a couple things you add effect. You add effect seal, add effect, uh, was it mystery? I think I have all the materials. The combinations of materials are ridiculous what you can do. So seal does sleepiness and silentness, so this does confuse and berserk. All the status thing, I don't think I have all of them. Yeah, but when you go through all this stuff, say like Odin does death, instant death when you put on that effect. Chocobo does stop. I see, I don't even have all the materials, honestly. Poison, obviously. But there's one like Hades is really good because Hades does almost everything. You do all kinds of things now. Basically, it makes someone pretty much immune to almost everything if you choose to. At least for certain battles now, if you do the materials just right, you have someone immune to like fire, lightning, and ice, or absorb fire, lightning, and ice, because you do have absorb. You do absorb fire, lightning, and ice, which pretty much makes you immune to pretty much everything with elements. And the only thing I don't like on this game is that you can't throw on Master Magic with immune. It doesn't give you all the immunities, which sucks. Because you look through the status stuff and that. Half. See, I'm immune to fire now. You can't be immune to all of it. It just won't let you. Like, Ribbon gives you enormous amount of defense. Hades gives you pretty much the bulk of the stuff. It gives you, I don't know if it gives you death, but it gives you sleep, poison, confuse. It gives you slow frog, stuff like that. Like, you could be, if you set it up just right, like dragon halves all that stuff. So you go in here, so it halves fire, lightning, ice. Earth, poison, water, wind, holy. I mean, you don't really get a lot of people that use this stuff. Normally, fire, ice, and lightning are normally the biggest ones. You could just go strictly defense, but defense doesn't always do the best. But yeah, I'm actually about to get off on that. Tend to like to talk a little bit before I leave, just to chit chat and shit. I'm probably gonna be back on a little bit later than that. I don't want to do my streams too long. Try to keep it at least about an hour, 30 minutes, maybe 2 hours at most, because I start my job tomorrow, and there's just once I get situated with my job, say once I get my first paycheck, I'm definitely getting Pneumo Control, and I'm going right back to Final Fantasy Remake, and I'm gonna buy Wonderland. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of, I'm gonna get a decent amount of games. They're gonna last me for a while. Wonderland's gonna be huge. It's gonna be a lot of expansions and shit. It'll be cheap. And Final Fantasy Origins is one I really want to play because it looks really cool. But yeah, it's just a lot of shit I gotta buy in that, and with resources being really thin right now because YouTube ain't giving me no fucking money because you're too busy petty and saying you have to have a billion subs to be able to get in. It's like it took me almost a year to get 100 subs. I'm happy for it, but until the algorithm gets bigger for streamers, it's gonna be really difficult. But it is what it is. If it takes me, 3 or 4 years to get monetized or whatever, it takes you 3 or 4 years, I guess. I don't want it to take that long. I hope it's by the end of this year I get monetized. But it's all wishful thinking, and all the support that I get from everybody in that, the constant interactions, the talking, that is very nice. I love everybody that's just trying to help out as much as they can. Now, obviously, I would say, I know a lot of people don't donate in that, but after once you get monetized, you can become a looper. What I mean is that you can watch one of my bigger streams throughout the day. Not even watch, just put it on your phone, or say put it on, probably at nighttime when you're sleeping. Whenever you're sleeping, that just go on your phone, If you're watching YouTube on your TV, at least give me a little bit on the phone that and like loop, like one of the bigger ones. So the ad revenue constantly comes in. So pretty much you're giving me donations by doing that. You're constantly pushing money towards my way. Because eventually it's gonna be buying console, buying better graphics card, getting a way better camera. You know, that camera, I don't know what the hell's wrong with that piece of shit, but it's definitely driving me crazy with that. Probably getting a bigger monitor than that. Maybe not. I'll probably get one of those large monitors that can have multiple screens on them. Yeah, stuff like that. Probably get a VR headset. I do have one for PlayStation. I want to get one for PC so I can be able to get on VR, be able to play like whatever I want to play, honestly. It's the whole point about being a YouTuber, man. It's all about supplying myself. I know a lot of people say this shit, but when you're a streamer and you're constantly have to produce in a way that's like buying video games, a lot of people anyone can get an HD. You can film everything on your phone. Everything on your phone. You can film everything on your phone, upload it to YouTube if you choose to. Obviously, you need more subbers than that, but you can upload it to your computer, which could be a shitty ass laptop or whatever, and then you can upload it to YouTube. But yeah, there's just a lot of things to look forward to in that. The job I'm working, it's gonna be paid, you know, almost $15 an hour, and that she wants to get me in as fast as possible because she's hurting. She was hurting for a couple overnight people and that left her. And overnights are always hard work because no one likes to stay over. So man, I want to be off on the weekends and that, do all this stuff and that with my friends and that. I'm like, I don't give a shit about being off on the weekends. My biggest bet is the weekends are great because everyone else is off. So if I stream, say if I say on Friday and that, you know, when it goes into Saturday, I get off at 1 o'clock. You know, I can get on at like 10 and everybody will be on. You know, a variation on it. So I mean, it's a lot to think about because I don't know what's gonna happen, but let's keep it going. If you have anyone that wants to sub to me, that'd be really nice. Keep on getting the subs up. And if they say don't watch YouTube, it doesn't matter if you don't watch YouTube. Subs count for whatever they count. You know, it's more least likely you're not gonna unsub to me because you're not watching. I'm not expecting anyone to watch. If 10% of my subbers watch, that's fine by me. That's it's whatever it is. You know, it's just the little bits count. Man, I'm taking this very seriously. I try to do live streams every day of various games. And like, I guess the point is, I'm really happy where I'm at. I started off with 1 sub, and now I'm at 100 after about 9 months. And I can't say I care about what anybody else says because a lot of people say a lot of stuff. Say, why don't you have thousands of subs? And I said, why don't you have thousands of subs? I mean, I don't know what to say there, bro. You can't expect to get something unless you try. When you're making videos of exercising, it goes an algorithm of exercise. People like to exercise. Perverted people like to watch women bend over and that. So you're going to get more subs no matter what. I mean, I always check on this one girl. She has almost 50K subs. She's only been on for maybe like 4 months. She has almost 7 million views. On what? Her bending over. It's ridiculous. She's making. She's already got over. Her view count is almost 7 million views. 7 million views. It's so fucking trashy, but stupid. It's just so trashy. And I guess the point is like, it's sad that people don't have big brains. And trust me, a lot of people don't have big brains. A lot of people are pretty fucking stupid when it comes down to stuff. They definitely ain't that smart, I'll tell you that. Love your thumbnails. Oh my god, people, go on. Oh, fuck me, silly dude. Yeah, I gotta make it like Doom 64 level thing. But yeah, we'll get more done that. We'll go in and I'll do the Ruby weapon and all that stuff and that. There's gonna be a lot of leveling up, so if you guys want to join in on the ride of watching me level up for an hour or so, that'd be quite awesome. Because it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be about an hour, so it's worth the leveling up. Anyway, I'm gonna get off on that. I'll probably get back on later. If I don't play Final Fantasy 7, I'm probably gonna go and play. We'll think of something else to play. You guys have a good one. I am getting off.